Tortoise is one of the type of animal that cross. There are three types of tortoise. The first one is land tortoise, the second one is sea turtle, and the third one is swamp tortoise. Many of us thought tortoise live in water, but it's not true. The species of tortoise that lives in water are turtles, but the original tortoise lives on land. Also, we may have seen a tortoise with a very shiny black shell and webbed toes with 5 claws on each foot. Don't be mistaken, those are swamp turtles. Although land tortoise also have 5 claws on each finger, but swamp turtles are shiny. Also, swamp tortoise like most areas or areas where there are plenty rocks. Also, tortoise are the world's oldest living land animal. Their species will judge how long a tortoise will live. Before I continue, let's partially dig into Jonathan's world. Jonathan is the oldest species of tortoise. His approximate age is estimated to be 191 years as of 2024. The first tortoise to win the Guinness World Records is Tumalila. Tumalila is the oldest living land animal then, and it dies at the age of 188 years. And Jonathan take up the record from 2021 until today. But what if I tell you that tortoise that is older than Jonathan still appeared in the history? His name is Adwaita. Adwaita was a male tortoise that lives in India. Adwaita was hatched in 1750 and dies in March 2006, and approximately he lived for about 255 years. At the time of his death in 2006, Adwaita was believed to be among the longest living animals in the world. Also, Adwaita has his days alone with no records confirming his age. If these later estimates can be confirmed, Adwaita will have been the oldest known tortoise of modern times, living longer than Tumalila by 67 years and Jonathan by 64 years and Harriet by 80 years. Harriet was a Galapagos tortoise who had an estimated age of 175 years. At the time of her death in Australia, Harriet is also one of the longest lived known. Back from the histories. Tortoises have shell in their back and stomach, which are used for protection. Let me give a very short explanation on how they use the shell for protection. When they are threatened, they have the ability to pocket all the outer parts of the body, like its head, neck, and their horn-like shaped fore and hind legs, into the shell. But before doing this, if it happens that you are near that tortoise at that time, you will hear it breathing out carbon dioxide loudly and inhaling oxygen before calling up. So when they are in this shell, anything that wants to torment them will be unable to break through the shells. Even some may lose many of their teeth by trying to break the shell with their tooth. They will be in shell until the enemy leaves, managing the oxygen they inhale before calling up. Tortoises are also expert climbers and have been known to climb trees and fences. Tortoise has no teeth but has wide beak and hard sharp mouth edges. They don't have external hair tissue also, but has a tiny ear hole. There are about 45 species of tortoise. Some are small that can be held at human span, while some are big that cannot be carried by an individual. Let me also dig into the history of the most smallest and biggest tortoise. The smallest tortoise is speckled-tailed tortoise. This tortoise is the world's smallest tortoise. It is endemic to South Africa. Also, the biggest tortoise is found in Galapagos Island, called the Galapagos tortoise. The Galapagos tortoise is considered the largest living tortoise, and these Galapagos tortoises have an average lifespan of over 100 years. Tortoises eat mainly vegetables, fruits, and also insects. They can run up to 0.5 km per hour, and this makes them one of the slowest living organisms. But the fastest of all tortoises is Betty, reaching speed of 1 km per hour. Betty remains the undefeated fastest tortoise on the planet. 9 years after, it was crowned by the Guinness World Records. The reason behind the tortoise's long life is almost certainly linked to their slow metabolism. This means their slow, gentle, and straightforward life help them to live long. They value water the most. This means they have the ability to skip food for up to 1 to 3 years if food is scarce. but they cannot joke with water. They can drink water with their mouth, nose, and cloaca. When it's time to mate, if the male that is interested in one female is more than one, they engage in a competition where the males will try to flip one another over. The one that wins will then go to the female. Typically, the male bobs his head at the females and heaps at her front legs and the front edges of her shell. This usually makes the female get in mood. After the female is ready to mate, the male mounts from behind and releases his sperm into the female cloaca. After the mating, the gestation period is from 30 to 3 years. When it's time to lay eggs, the female will go into a sandy area and dig a large hole. Then inside that large hole, it dig a small hole there. In this small hole is where it will release the fertile eggs. They lay their eggs in one day. Their species will determine the amount of egg the tortoise is going to lay. So after releasing the egg, it covers the eggs with sand again. The egg then hatches 3 to 4 months from the time it was laid. The tortoise that have their word of birth month is Dago. Dago has produced an estimated amount of 800 offspring, making her an international sex superstar and saving spirit. Tortoises do not participate in baby rearing. The baby leaves immediately they are hatched. Thanks for watching. Show love to this video by subscribing. Thank you.